guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know what you're thinking. It's been a while since I've been here. But now, today we're going to be looking at the Sentinel's reissue of the P2B Paker from Into the Spider-Verse. So, we will have fun with that, and stay till the end for a random fact.
Okay guys, here is the box to the re-release of the P2B Paker from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I should say the reissue. You can see him up there in the top corner. Cool pose, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Some warning stuff, labels and stuff on the bottom. Him swinging and him in cool poses on the side. And there he is hanging upside down with coffee. There he is sitting on the lion head. And there's his other faces that he comes with, which we will look at. And there's him relaxing on the line with newspaper. He's drinking coffee in that picture. And here is the top, which is just a label of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And the reason this box is so big is because it comes with this lion head. Now if you get the regular version, the box will look more like Miles's box and Gwen's box, just pretty thin. So it will look like this more if you get the other version. So, with the box out of the way, we will now look at the figure. Here is P2B Paker out of the packaging, and this is what he's going to look like when you first take him out. Has his little bit of a belly gut. And now we will look at the accessories, then we will get a closer look at what he can do. Here is accessories that comes with his first tray. Got his web flipping hands, and the webs are attached to it, which not the biggest fan of that, but can live with that. And he's got his other these are his web holding hands, or you can hold other stuff that can fit in there. The little holes in his hands. He's got spread out hands. Pretty nice. They have this texturing on them. Here are his fist hands, which are also the newspaper holding hands, with his thumb there. See the little gap in his thumb. And he can also hold his glasses. Kind of, you just gotta put them in there the right way. Oops. There are his glasses that he comes with. Just kinda gotta wiggle it in there. They don't have lenses in them though, so it's just glass frame. And he's got his wall crawling hands, pretty spread out. He's got his normal hands. You use them for typing on the keyboard, or this is a hand that you can use for holding a burger or donut, which the burger I tried to put in his hand, the burger was too thick. But you can fit some kind of food in there. There's food out there that you can put in. And this is the hand that he also used when he was licking his finger in the cafeteria. There's his goofy face too, where he was licking his finger. And they even got his bent nose on the P2B Paker. And there's his other face. And his nose isn't as bent as the first nose. You can see the little difference there. but still the bent. Nice head sculpts. Wish they did have a more normal face Peter Parker, like for the P2B, like they did with just Peter Parker from Miles' universe. So that looks really good. And he comes with his wide-eyed face Spidey mask. Here is his hand for his coffee mug, which has nothing in there. You could probably fit something in there that looks like coffee. And here is his other bottom half of his body. This is for the Peter from Miles' dimension. So Miles, Peter, and Gwen have different styles, that parts of the movies that you can change them into, which is nice. And now we will look at his second tray. So here's what his second tray is going to come with. I like these webs. The webs that he used when he was stopping the train. And here's the port that can go into that hand for holding this web. It's gonna look really nice like that. He comes with 2 of those, which is good. And he comes with just normal webs, swinging webs, and they have a little bit of a curve there where you put it in his hand, so it's at a little angle. Looks pretty good. And he has 2 of those also, which is really nice. And these webs look really good too. Look like the webs. And here's the stand, just like a typical Sentinel stand. And it has the plastic that you slide out, and you put it in there so you can go back and forth there. Which the stands are a little different. And here are here's the clamp to the stand. You got toning right here and the joints right there. It's been really good. And then you can put this back in, guess to protect it or something. So there's his stand, and now here's the lion head. The lion head looks really good, and I like that the mouth is hollow, so you can put stuff in there. Now I will show you, you can actually fit Miles in there. If you curl him up real nice and in a tight ball, you can get him to fit inside the lion mouth. Let's see if I can do it. You can have Miles chilling in the lion mouth. It'd be a good place to hide and get away from life. So there's that, and now we will take a good look at the figure. Now here's Peter Parker, Peter B. Parker. We will look at him really good and see what all he can do. I have him drinking some coffee. You can also use this goofy looking face with his lips out for drinking the coffee, which is really nice too. And he only has the one hand with the coffee. And we will look at his wrist, which they did something different than with Miles and Gwen, which I'll show you in a little bit. So first, let's get into some of his articulation. He looks really good and like the movie as well. I like his face and Spider and back, just a really classic looking Spider-Man. So let's get into articulation. His head goes up really good, goes up to right there, And I like how on the black it's kind of reflective. See, like in the movie sometimes, or like in the movie where it's all shiny there, especially right there on the eyes. That's a really nice touch. And he can almost touch his chin there, the little gap, but really close. You can go down that far. You can tilt side to side, and it goes all the way around, which is not preferably good, but you can do it. And his arms can go all the way around. His arms can go up to a T, and he's got bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. So I guess they could have put a little red right there to make it a little smoother there in the elbow, which Mayfax does. And he's got his wrists that can go all the way around in whichever way you can go. And they added the wrists to him. They didn't do it on Miles or Gwen. But that's nice that they did it to Peter. And I've also noticed on these guys, you know how the arms are made, so the butterfly joint is there without the butterfly joint. So it can go there, and it can go back really far. Nice. Or I guess this will be a better angle right here. So you can turn it in, turn it out. You can't get it out this way. If you did it like that, like he's trying to hug someone, you can't get it all the way extended there. But if you wanted to do that, you would have to do that and then turn. So it would be like that, which is a little different than most figures, but that is okay. That's good. And we will look at his diaphragm or ab crunch with his Peter B belly or Peter B Parker body, the little bit of a gut there, and we will look at him in Miles's universes where he doesn't have the belly. So his ab crunch goes down to there with both his top and his ab crunch there, or abdomen, and his torso up here, and can go back really good. He can go side to side, which is good. So he can go in a full circle all the way around really good. And now here's how you change this. This one was not as difficult for me, since I've already done it a little bit with Gwen. Gwen is the hardest to change. So here's his body, his Peter B body. It's got his crotch area too, and butt. And here is the Peter from Miles's universe. So you want to keep this and stick that in there. So it's a little tricky, but you just kind of have to hold the top there and then push. If you get one, it's kind of easier to get the other. Okay, so there. And then you can put the top on. And then the other one, you just kind of push up and, well, kind of like this way. That kind of angle-ish, but not too much. And then you can pop the top on. And then there he is with the Peter Parker from Miles's universe. And let's see if, and it does change it quite a bit. So this is what he does with Miles's universe Peter Parker, and he goes back right to there. You can go side to side, pretty much do the whole circle thing like Peter B, but he can definitely, looks like he can go much more into a crunch with this body than with Peter B. And his legs go up to right at 90 there, and goes back to about there. Got double jointed knees, can touch his butt, go a little past his butt actually there. The reason it can do that is because it has this little dip there, right there on his upper leg or his hamstring there, and that helps a lot there. And he can go into splits to there, and he's got good ankle rotation. Can point his foot down and go up. He's got his he can point his toes up and can make him look like he's rolling his ankle both ways. Can go any direction just as long as you have it where the hinges are in the right spot to go up and down and stuff. So there's that. We can look at his head, Peter Parker's head from Miles' universe. There's what he's gonna look like. And he looks really good. It looks just like the movie there. And we will look at Peter Parker's other head, Peter B. Parker. Here's a more serious face, looking off to the side though. And we will look at his glasses. So there he is with his glasses. Looks really good. And then this is after he gets back into shape. But I like this body on him. So there's that. And we can look at his wide-eyed expression. Like when the bus hit Doc Ock in the movie, where he made that funny face. So there's that, and we can look at his web hand. I'll change his head to his normal face. There's what his web's gonna look like. You're gonna have to make sure the web, his hand is straight though, pretty much, to make it shoot out like that. Because if you bend it down, since the web is attached to the, sorry, I'm changing lights here. Color of the light, there we go. Accidentally touched it. The web, since it's attached to his hand, will go down. That's why I'm not the biggest fan of the web being attached there. Sometimes it can come out, but that is a little bit of, that's the flaw in it. Sometimes you don't want to like force it out. They just if it comes out, they just didn't glue it in good. And sometimes the peg comes out when you take his hands out, so you gotta be a little careful with that. So it would be better if they did it like Miles and Gwen, because they don't have to worry about that coming out. But it's a good thing they did add the wrist joint there. Really good. So now, if we have all of that, we will look at some comparisons Here is Peter B next to the Sentinels Gwen and Miles, which Peter B is on the tall side. He's obviously the tallest, and yeah, that really makes Miles and Gwen look like kids, which they are in the movie. But I think he may be a little bit on the tall side. He could have been. This could be accurate to the movie, but I would think he should be a little bit shorter, in my opinion. Maybe just a tad bit. So there's them together, the three trio, which I really like these three the best out of all the spider people. So we will look at some more comparisons now. Here he is next to the Mezco 1/12 Collective Green Goblin and the Mezco Classic Spider-Man, the comic book versions. They felt it's a little difficult. There we go. Green Goblin's foot is a little weaker from being on, or from doing the glider stuff with them. So yeah, that they scale pretty good. Peter B is just a bit taller than the Mezco Spider-Man, but the Green Goblin is still taller. So nice. So that works out pretty good. So there are these together. So now we will look at some more figures. Here he is next to the Marvel Legends Mary Jane and the SH Figure Arts Andrew Garfield, which compared these two together, you can really tell that his red is really bright, which I like. Sometimes when you compare the colors, you can see them a little differently. And here's MJ next to him. She is she's on the tall side. I think she should be just a tad bit shorter. And Peter B is still the tallest out of these. Out of the two. Andrew Garfield's just a tad bit shorter. Now we will take a look at the last two figures. And here he is next to the Marvel Legends Lizard and Sandman, which they look good too. Sandman is still taller. And here he is next to the Lizard. Sandman is the tallest out of these, which in the original comics, which the Lizard, which they did base this Lizard off of, he's not that much bigger, just looks like a giant lizard like that. So that works out pretty good. So now we shall wrap this up.
Okay, now for the random fact. The random fact is that Google says your brain is constantly eating itself. So whatever that means, it can't be too much because you're still alive and stuff. So have fun with that, and peace.